Today we are looking at the PorteuX Linux 1.8. So I already made a video of the distribution. So here is some release information. So I'm going to put it in the beginning and I'm going to show you all those other things of the distro at the end. I kept everything in the end. So here is all the information. So the PorteuX is a Linux distro based on Slackware, inspired by Slacks and PorteuX. And if you want some information about the distribution, here is complete information. So the latest thing or the version is 1.8 right here. But let me show you the username and password. So this is the username and password. I showed everything in that video of the distribution. So how to log in and how to log out everything. So here is some information like for the username root and the password for the Tor. And here is all the information like a performance, how it looks. I used the XFCE 4.20 desktop environment. I'm going to show you all this information. And about the version PorteuX 1.8, here is all those things like a fixed KDE 6. So you get the lot of desktop environments, and what are the changes is right in front of you. So these are all the main changes or fixed things and updated things. Everything is right in front of you. And the ISO files is right here. Like from the Cinnamon, GNOME, KDE, LXDE, LXQT, MAT, XFCE 4.20, stable Cinnamon, stable GNOME. So this is the current things and these are all the stable. If you want to go with the stable, you need to go with the stable. But if you're using for the virtual machines, you can use whatever you want right here. So you get the latest things. If anything is updated, then you should be getting the latest things in the current. But if you want the stable things, you need to go with the stable. So it's just like a few days ago, 2 days ago. So I don't think there will be any major changes. There will be like a few KB updates. Other than that, I don't think there will be some major things. So I use the stable version of 4.20. So you should be getting a bunch of desktop environment for the PorteuX version 1.8. I never made a video on this distribution, so it's a Slackware-based distribution. And whatever desktop environment you can use it here. So the version I used was the XFCE 4.20, and the kernel version you get the 6.12.5. This is the kernel you get in the XFCE 4.20. So this is the stable version and also the LTS version. And for the mainline right now, the 6.13 RC, which is release candidate 3. And for the long-term versions, these are all the long-term versions. If you want to see some additional information, just click on the releases and you should be seeing the end of life of the specific LTS versions. So the 6.12 was mentioned as the LTS version few days ago. I already made a video on the YouTube shorts or in my channel. You can just hover over to the YouTube shorts. You should be getting all those information. And in order to get the kernel information, you just need to type in like a uname-r. And remember that there is no browser or anything in the XFCE 4.20 PorteuX 1.8. And I tried to install from the App Store. There is like an App Store, but it didn't install any of the browser or anything. You can check it out in my video. I'm going to merge that video with this video. And this is all the kernel information. And about the XFCE 4.20, this is the official website, which is xfce.org. And here you should be seeing the XFCE 4.20 released. And here is the complete information of what are the changes and everything. So there are like a few wallpapers added, and also this is how it looks and the terminal and everything. And about the Tor 4.20 Tor is right here. Some other XFCE components don't run at all on the VLAN. I didn't try the VLAN. I just checked the X11 version. So these are all the changes like about XFCE. This is how it looks. Here are some changes like a compact view and everything. So I showed some basic things, but for the exact things you need to go with the XFCE website and you should be getting all those information. Or else you can just see right here. I'm going to scroll it everything slowly. So you don't need to go to the official website also. You can just read everything right here. And these are all the changes. In order to download, you just need to click on the download for the PorteuX right here. And the ISO files will be downloaded right away. So these are all the ISO files, which is around like 500-600 MB. So nothing is heavier. And also it consumes a way lesser resource. While I was using the XFCE 4.20 PorteuX 1.8, The RAM was consuming a bit lesser, but the CPU was pretty much unstable, maybe because of the App Store. So I just showed you some basic things. Other than that, I didn't show the major things or anything like that. You can get all those information right here in the release notes of the 1.8. And it's just a Slackware distribution which consumes lesser resources. In my point of view, if you're a new user or a new Linux comer, I'm not going to recommend it for you. You can go with the like a Manjaro or the other distributions which kind of looks like a Windows 7, which is pretty much easy for you to use those distributions. And you can easily install these are all like a easy commands like a sudo apt install whatever, like a neofetch inx. You can easily install those distributions. For the arch based distributions, you need to use like a sudo pacman sy. If you're using Manjaro, you need to dash capital sy for you need to install like that. So you can just easily find it on the internet how to install all those things. But when we talk about this distribution, if you're already a Linux user, you can try this distribution, or else it's clearly up to you. So if you're a distro hopper, there is a new Linux release, so it's available. You can download whatever desktop environment. There are a lot of desktop environments, so that's a good thing. And also, I think this is the latest Linux distro which has the XFCE 4.20. I didn't see any other distributions which has like a XFCE 4.20. And also it has also the 6.2.4 of the KDE Plasma, which is also the latest. And for the GNOME version, you should be seeing the 47.2, which is also the latest version. And about the Cinnamon, you get the 6.4.2, which is also the latest. So you should be getting all the latest things. And also you should be getting the older versions, for example, like a GNOME 42.10, which is the old version, and the KDE 5.2.23.5, and LXD 0.10.1, LXKT 1.4.0, MAT 1.28.2, which is the latest. I think the older version is like a 1.26, but you get the latest versions and also the older versions. So it's clearly up to you to choose whatever you want. So in the current versions, you should be getting all the latest desktop environments. In the stable versions, you should be getting the older versions of the desktop environments. If you want the latest features, go with the current. If you want the stable things, go with these older versions. It's clearly up to you. And also the 6.2.4 or the 6.2 KDE Plasma consumes a bit of more resource. It's not like a good user experience when you use it on the virtual machines. But it will be good on the main PC or work PC when you install it on the real hardware. But when you install it on the virtual machines, it's going to be consuming a lot of resources, and it will be you shouldn't be getting like a best user experience. It kind of looks like a laggy, and there is like a kind of issue kind of thing. It shows like that, but when you install it on the main PC or work PC, it's going to be working pretty much properly. So these were all the things which I faced using all the other desktop environments. So it's clearly up to you to test, and do let me know in the comment section how it's going to perform. So on the RAM side, it's pretty much good distribution. On the CPU side, the App Store, because of the App Store, it didn't properly work for me. But I didn't see any issues or anything. Even if it's like a latest XFCE 4.20, I didn't see any issues or anything. Everything was working fine. So that's a positive response from me. And if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, because I'll be posting videos daily, shorts, YouTube shorts daily, and also community. I'll be active in communities like comments and also in the community posts. So other than that, I will see in tomorrow's videos, and the video will be continued from here. So thanks for watching. Peace out. Today we are looking at the latest version of the PorteuX, which is 1.8. So here you can see the desktop environment. Let me show you the about XFCE. So you get the latest XFCE 4.20, and there are also a lot of other desktop environments right now. And also there is like a 4.18 version of the XFCE, LXQT. There are a lot of things. So I'm going to first show you the official website, and then we can go to other things. So let me open the internet browser. So it kind of looks like a PorteuX app store. So let's open the browser. So the password for root is TOOR. Hit enter, and it's updating the app store. So it's going to take a few minutes or a few seconds maybe. And the XFCE 4.20, I already made a YouTube shorts on that XFCE 4.20. If you want to check it out, you can check it out in my channel. And also I'll be providing all those information like in the community pages also, you can check it out. So PorteuX 1.8 is the latest version, which is based on Slackware. And about the desktop environments, there are a lot of desktop environments available right now, and the ISO file size is around like a 450 MB. Around it's under like a 500 MB. Almost most of the ISO files of lightweight distributions or the lightweight desktop environments has the same 500 MB or lesser. So about the pre-installed applications, you get a bunch of things here like internet. You don't get any browser or anything. Under the multimedia, you get the Audacious MPV media player, Office, and everything like a system. So here is all the system information. There is like a task manager. Let me show you how much the resources are right now. So it's almost like a 700 MB, and I also am running it on the VMware, which is having like a 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. And here you can see the PorteuX App Store, and we get some of the applications you can download. These are all the important applications like a Steam and everything. So there is like a YTDLP, I guess it's kind of like a YouTube. So I'm going to install some browsers. I'm going to go with the Firefox because it's going to consume a bit lesser when compared to the Chrome. Let's hope it's going to finish like in a minute maybe. So instead of waiting, let's check other things. So about the task manager, you can see here it's been almost like maybe 10 minutes or like 7-8 minutes. I started the virtual machine and I was testing my mic and everything in order to set up the video. So that's the reason it's going to consume this much of time, and this is how the resources are right now. It's consuming like a 680 700 MB, but when you install it on the bare metal, it's going to be consuming a bit lesser, kind of like a 300 MB 200 MB like that. You should be seeing like a 300 400 MB difference maximally, and I can clearly say it's like a lightweight distribution. It's like consuming way lesser. And about my CPU information, my CPU is i5 1240p. I'm using 8 GB of RAM and 60 GB of virtual disk, but I didn't install it on the virtual machine. I was testing like a live boot. So this is the live boot. There are also other desktop environments. In order to get if you want any other desktop environment, you can choose all those things. And let's check other things. Let me show you the kernel information. Let me type in uname-a. So you should be getting the latest stable release or the stable LTS kernel 6.12.5. If you don't know what is the 6.12 LTS or the LTS, all the information is provided in my YouTube shorts of the 6.12, which is the latest LTS version, which is supported until like a December 2026. Almost every LTS kernel will be ending on December 2026, except one which is like a 5.14 or something like that, which is starting with the 5. Is ending on December 2025. If the browser is installed, I'm going to show you all those things. So it's taking application module is being processed. So I'm just going to keep everything as default. I don't want to install from the other sources. I want to just download like a usual app store. So let's wait for a few more seconds and let's see it's going to work or not. I don't know. I'm going to keep it like that. And about other things, let me show you other things like let me type in uname-i. So it says genuine Intel, and let's type in uname-r, which is 6.12.5 PorteuX. So there is also like a kernel 6.13 which is on the RC, which is a release candidate. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out. And if the browser doesn't install, I'm going to give all the information in my main computer. I'm going to show you the release notes, downloading process, and everything. So right now the XFCE 4.20, this is how it looks. About the panels, let me show you the panels. Here is the about panel, XFCE 4 panel 4.20. So it's based on Slackware. If you want to install the NeoFetch or anything, you can do that. You can go to the NeoFetch and find. So the NeoFetch is already ended. So if you want to install the fast fetch or screen fetch, whatever, you can go through all those things on the internet. So these are all the appearance. Let me close it. And let's find other things like about the pre-installed applications. You get few applications. About the XFCE, you should be seeing the about XFCE right here. So it says like a PorteuX 1.8, which is 64-bit, XFCE version 4.20, GTK version you get the 3.24.43, and windowing system X11. There are a few options like sessions which you can use, and the password for the live boot is guest. The username is guest and the password is guest. For the root, you should be using the password as TOOR, which I showed you already in the beginning. And let me show you how the resources will consume when we open a bunch of applications. Here is a file manager. And what else we have in the internet? We don't have anything, just the app store and the transmission. And this is how it's working. The Firefox didn't even install yet. So these are all the few things happening right now. And about the system, what we have, the firewalls, modules, password manager, date and time. So they added few applications from the PorteuX. Other than that, you should be seeing the basic XFCE, some few changes of the XFCE 4.20. And here is how it looks. What else we have still in the settings? We don't have any major things here. So it's kind of like a basic Linux distro in my point of view, which consumes a bit lesser resources. So it gave some information here. New module placed in TMP and not activated. Let me click on OK. And here is all those things. File manager. And here is some app store, activate application module. And about the applications you should be seeing, I already showed you all those things. And what else we have? Settings, session and startup, window manager tweaks. So if you want to install, you can install the browsers and everything. Application module is being processed. So again, it's going to show you all those things. File system. And let me show you the about. The same thing, 4.20. And here is like a PorteuX, live boot, file systems. And here is like a volume and everything. So about the preference, let's check whether there is any change in the preference. So this is how the tuner preference looks. And here you should be seeing all those things like a sys, kernel, and every other things. And about the desktop, here is the desktop, here is the guest, templates, videos, computer, here is the VMware. Let's close it. And what else we have? About XFCE, run program settings. So these are all the things about the power manager. So I kept everything as a default. I didn't change anything. And also I never made a video on the PorteuX. This is how it looks. And so it's taking a lot of time to install anything. If you want to install any other browsers, you can install. And if you want to install any virtual machines like VirtualBox, you can install. And as you can see, the RAM is pretty much around like a 900 MB, but the CPU is going pretty much to the top, which is almost right here. As you can see, it's almost like a 20-30 seconds. It went up to almost like 100%, but you don't see a stable graph throughout the I think it's almost like a 7-8 minutes video. And this is how it looks. Let's close everything. And about the Windows Manager tweaks, this window might be busy and is not responding. Do you want to terminate the application? No. And about the Window Manager tweaks, here are all the tweaks. If you want to customize, you can customize. And right now there is no topic in the Linux market. There is no new Linux distros or anything. So that's the reason I'm not even posting anything. I'm just posting just like a shorts and some community. And also from 2 days, I didn't give any voiceover text for the Linux distros. So I used some like online tools or the voiceover text to speech things. And these are all the applications. So it's consuming a bit lesser on the RAM, but the CPU, as you can see, it's consuming a lot of resources. And I have the latest i5 1240p. So I'm just going to end the video here, and I'm going to give you all the information. I'm going to put all the information in the beginning, how to download, how to see what are the changes and everything, because the browser isn't properly installing. and also it's taking a lot of time here. I think it's installed in the background, but I'm going to show you everything from the my main computer. So this is how it's performing. About the desktop settings, let's check whether we have any browse any backgrounds or anything like that. So I don't see any changes other than this few wallpapers. I guess this one is the newest one. Yes, it is. So this one and this one is the latest wallpapers. This one kind of looks, the colors and everything is kind of like a rich. In my point of view, I don't know how it's going to look for you. And this one is also good. So we have like a 3 wallpapers, and there is no like a themes in this distribution. So for the customization, it's not the best distribution, I guess, or the best desktop environment, but almost for the resources, it's consuming a bit lesser resources on the RAM side. But on the CPU, it's consuming a way more because of this app store. So other than that, we can see everything is right in front of you. I don't see any issues. And also you need to understand that I'm using 8 GB of RAM. So I'm just running around some applications and opening few applications to see how it's going to perform and whether I should recommend this distribution for the normal user or not. In my point of view, I don't recommend for a normal user because it's a Slackware based. I rather say better go with some like a Ubuntu and other based distributions. So there is also Debian. If you're a normal user, you can go with the Debians and all those things. I'm not going to clearly say you just need to go that. You need to test all those distributions because every like a Debian has some issues, Ubuntu has some issues, and Arch Linux and everything. They're not the stable. They're not the most stable distributions. So it's better to try it on your own, and if everything works for you, then go with those distributions, or else you can just try like a distro hopping and everything. And if anything is good, then go with those distributions. Other than that, if you ask this distribution, I'm going to say you can test it, but I'm not going to recommend this for a normal user. But if you are already a professional or a person who already use this type of distributions, you can use this. It consumes a way lesser resources. And I think the XFCE 20 is the first the desktop environment is first available in the PorteuX, I guess, because I didn't see any of other Linux distros which has like a XFCE 4.20 desktop environment. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to put that video right in front of you before that video, so it's going to match. Because of the browser isn't not installing, so I'm just going to show you from my host PC. So this is how it's looking, and these are all the app store. And about the resources, these are all the resources. So it's 4.20, and this is how it's performing. On the RAM side it's okay, but on the CPU it's this is how it looks. So it's clearly up to you. Let me show you the logout screen, and I'm going to continue all those release notes and everything. I'm going to put those things in the beginning. And I already showed you pre-installed applications. Let me show you the logout screen. And I already made the Kali Linux 2024.4. If you want to check it out, you can check it out. It's just like a AI speech. I gave the AI speech instead of me talking because I was a bit busy. So if anything has issues, try to ignore it, and you should be getting videos daily. So if the distros are available, I'm going to post videos daily, but if there is no distros available, then I can't make any video on it. So you need to understand this. And if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, and always turn on the notification because you should be getting the daily video shorts and also some community. Almost every day you should be seeing the community like Linux distros releases, packages and everything. So the password is GUEST, which is guest. You just need to use the guest on the password. That's the password. And about the sessions, you get the open box sessions, XFCE sessions and default. So let me show you the open box sessions because I don't want to miss you anything. I don't want you to miss anything. And let me click on enter. Let me type in. Instead of guest, I just typed in like a quest. And here is some information about the version 1.8. Let's see it's going to work or not. So I use the open box sessions. Let's wait for a few more seconds. and if it doesn't open or if it doesn't show up, then it will be a few issues in the virtual machines, or else maybe sometimes with the distro, we don't know. So we still have the gray screen. So I'm going to wait for a few more seconds, and I'm going to end the video. And for the release notes and everything, I'm going to provide everything in the description as well, and I'm going to put that video right in front of this video, and I'm going to merge those videos, and you should be getting all those information. So I didn't even read any release notes completely, so that's the reason I didn't show you anything. And also it's a Slackware based distribution. I don't know how many people are going to be interested in this video, so that's the reason I'm just going to I just showed you some basic things. Other than that, usually I'll be providing all the information like audio, graphics, every information. So I'm just testing this XFCE 4.20, and also I don't really know whether there are a lot of people interested in this video or not. So that's the reason. And right away you can see we are still having a gray screen or like a silver kind of screen. So I'm just going to close the virtual machine, and I'm going to end the video here.